good evening, good morning, good night, good afternoon. I don't know where you are. I don't even know where I am half the time. Hello, and welcome to Phantasy Star 2. For once, I'm actually playing on console, so this is actually a nice experience for me. Hopefully this will be rather quick and painless, maybe? Trademark. Alright, so if no one's ever seen how broken this game is, it's borked. It's really borked. So you're going to probably be wondering, hey Starbird, why are we naming our character AB, not AJ? ABWX. You know, that's actually not even how you spell ABWX. I apologize for that right off the bat. We need ABWX, not ABXY. That would have been very embarrassing. So we name our character this for some glitches that we are going to perform. Super low audio. Uh-oh, what is the audio issue? Do I need to go up? Do somebody else need to go up? Maybe I just need to talk louder. I don't know. I'm sure that will get adjusted one way or another, but this is all going to go pretty fast-paced. You're going to hear me counting out loud a lot. I apologize. I'll try and explain things as I go. Towards the end of the glitching, I will try and recap everything that just happened, but this is pretty quick and fast-paced until we start walking, so my mic needs more volume. Oh, good grief. Evidently, I need to talk louder because my volume is at max capacity. Alright, so I'm going to start talking louder then, and my voice is going to be dead at the end of this. So, basically, I'm going to give a countdown of, I guess a timer. We will go. Music is a bit louder, can hear me just fine. Oh, good. Yeah, it's like, I can't even figure out my own volume issues sometimes. One person says, okay, I'll lower this a little bit, I can't even raise that a little bit. Alright, on the fly. There we go. So, I'm just going to have to talk a little bit louder, hopefully that'll help. Other than that, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So, this is Phantasy Star 2, sometimes known as Power Stroll 2, because there's a lot of walking in this game. Like that. There we go. There's some good walking right there. I'm not even touching the controller. This game plays itself sometimes. I'm not a tasser, but I have slept at a Holiday Inn Express once. So, hopefully that qualifies me. So this is just the intro cutscene and yada yada yada. We're not interested in anything right now. So, the first thing we need to do, we actually need, we need to get rid of Rolf's inventory. Rolf, get naked. There we go. Alright. So, unequipped and everything right now, and we need to go to the storage room here. So we're going to activate the inventory glitch. So how we do that, we basically go to someone's inventory that has something, like Nays, and then you just see we broke everything. The item I put into... what am I doing? Alright, so hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's the yellow card. We're going to do it again. I'll explain as I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be a moon dew. There we go. So now we're going to get rid of Nay's carbon vest. And we are going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And whoever said there's no I in the word team has never played this game. So, and we're going to have 2 of them now. So we got that. We're going to unequip the ribbon, unequip the sandals, and we're going to pull out of Nay's defense slot again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that'll give us the Nay shot. We're going to go ahead and equip the ribbon and the sandals one more time onto Nay. And go to our favorite defense slot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that'll be the blue card. And now we're going to go ahead and toss the ribbon. And pray I didn't mess this up. This should give us the visiphone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's the visiphone. So, game's broke. We already got some major key items here. And we're going to go here. We're going to actually sell this right here, which is actually the Nay helmet. And actually, I did not want to do that. I do that all the time. Well, rip PB. So we actually need to buy 1 telebyte and give it to Nay. And we're already on our way. So Basically what I did there is I broke Rolf's inventory, and because he has a broken inventory, I can actually start pulling items from RAM value. And basically we can add and remove defensive items easily in order to... I gotta get this down a little bit. I don't want any encounters like that. That's why I was kind of doing the menu issue. I should be able to run from this. This is actually quite a dangerous battle because Nay will take damage here. So what we do is we basically equip and unequip certain items, and what that does is reset the defense value in RAM to be something different. Wow, this is not... There we go. So the reason I'm doing this is if you menu, you actually can step cancel, and it's a little tedious, but I'm only doing this for the first part of the run as long as I don't go in the wrong direction like that. So menu cancel, and hopefully I don't do that too many times. As you can see, Nay is still a little squishy. She still can take some damage, and that's actually the only monster she really can take damage from. So we enter through the side here. This game is ridiculously hard in the beginning, I will tell you. Oh, gee whiz. Oh, this is bad. This is actually really bad. Please take down Rolf. Well, this was not the way... Come on, hit him again. This is fine. Okay, thank you. So, you get usually a few free steps. So, the reason, again, I'm doing this is to cancel encounters. Okay, we're safe. We're fine. This is fine. So, yeah, here's the girl we just pulled out of the defense category. She's dead now. We just pulled her out to do that. That is very tragic. Very sad part. But you may have noticed we had two of them. We're going to just do this again. Oh, wait, we just glitched something really bad. And by really bad, I mean really good. So the reason we actually duplicate team there is it activates the cutscene one more time. But it pulls us out of that bridge. And when it does that, we actually have no encounters all the way through this town. So it's a safe way to do that. That's why I said we were pretty safe. So, telepipe out. And we're going to go get our buddies. Here's Rudo. And we're going to go get Amy, who's going to be our big damage dealer. And so now at this point, Rudo basically needs to do the same as Rolf did at the beginning. So we're going to go ahead and unequip everything that that Rudo has this time. And so he is, I believe, yes, he's completely empty. So now we got to go in and break his inventory. So we go back to the room. Keep baggage, select someone who's got inventory, and then it'll break it. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be the red card. And now that we got that, we should have key tube, which we need to give to Nay. If we actually give it to Rolf, then we have to reset at that point. So that becomes really difficult. I really should probably come up with a backup strategy on that. So we got that. Now we're going to go ahead and go back to Opuda. And now we do the shopping stuff. So, again, this time we actually need to worry about Amy's defensive stats. So we actually need to go ahead and buy her a fiber gear. And that's actually all we need to buy her there. We need to go to the weapon shop because, hey, we actually do have a couple fights we need to do. So we get some ceramic bars, not to be confused with the chocolate bars, which I really wish they were a thing in this game, like they kind of were in the original. So 2 ceramic bars, 2 ceramic knives. And now we're going to break some more stuff. So we go into Rolf's inventory, and we're actually going to pull out, there's the name map, and you're going to notice Rolf's name becoming a little weird. Nay Crown. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, that will be the Nay Armor, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's that. I need to flip this over because I don't remember my notes all that well. Alright, so I believe it's slot 50 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and give that to Nay. There's a Hide a Pipe. Alright, so now we gotta go ahead and get some more equipment. This is the last thing we actually need to equip on Nay at this point. Nothing major we need to do there. Now Amy needs the fiber, well, I guess it don't matter what order. Fiber gear, ceramic knife, and we're gonna do the Nay cake. And I'm making sure I got everything here. Alright, so then we go to Rudo's inventory, and we basically just do the same thing we just did with Rolf. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're gonna give that to Nay. There's the Nay slasher. And now we go, I believe, carbon suit and Nay crown. And you'll see the defensive stats just shuffle right around, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's an A shield, and this time on Amy we equip the fiber gear, and we get rid of the shoes. You can either toss those, but I just want to use an extra menu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's an AML, and at the same time, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that should be the green card. So there's all of our of the cards that we need to enter the dams. So now let's go ahead and buy the rest of our stuff. So we need 1. Okay. Okay, you're full, aren't you? All right, Amy. 1, 2, and we need 4 escape pipes. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's actually wrong. Okay, I got 4. That's all I needed. So there's actually one more thing we're actually going to do here, and I'll look at chat in a minute, but we're going to just feed Rolf some antidotes, and this is actually going to, because we're still basically accessing RAM at this point, we're actually feeding the value for antidote into RAM. So after this point, I gotta count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 1, 2, and then I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and that's it. And I'll explain in a minute, but I gotta do this one more time, so we actually need to put Rudo in front this time, and we are just going to feed antidote. So again, what this is doing is inputting stats into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Alright, I might be 1 short, but I'm going to go ahead and check their strength. So, as you can see... Oh wait, that's not the right person. Okay. You can see Nay's stats really high right now, and yeah, Amy's is actually really good too. So, we're actually all set to go. So that's the last of the glitching. From here, it's basically just walking. So we're going to go ahead and hide a pipe, and we're going to use the... No, that was wrong. Wrong button. We're going to try this again. Select the hide a pipe and go up here, and we can actually duplicate the last item we selected. Phantasy Star 1's still amazing, even today, especially the Switch version. So we're using the hide a pipe, and that basically cuts our encounter rate in half. So, okay, so a lot of stuff happened, and I want to run from this fight, and I'll explain why I want to do that as well. The reason we want to run from that fight is because we basically set into RAM for Nay and Amy to have one of Dark Force's curses, and this might be hard. Yeah, okay. And running from the fight actually resets that stat. 0. Rolf's dead is fine. We're actually going to have them fight now. So the first fight we actually want to be able to run from. And, oh, come on, Amy. So Vortexes actually have a really high chance to not take much damage. So, yes, I do apologize. A lot has happened in that amount of time, and thankfully I've actually got a lot of time to talk about at this point. The inventory glitch that we saw at the beginning, when we break a character's inventory, we have access to RAM at that point. And when we have access to RAM, we can start pulling things out from any character stats, basically based on what their item ID is in the game. So, for example, this isn't the right numbers, but for example, if their defense is 10, we go to their defense and pull out whatever item value is 10, which might be a key item, might be something like Monomate, but 10 is, I think 10's like Monomate, so it's nothing big. Jeez. These encounter rates are going to kill this run. So, when we actually pull it out, what it does is it turns that defense value to 0. So if they're still equipped with something, then if we unequip it, then it underflows their RAM value. And it gives us a whole new one, so we go pull out the defense value again. And when we do that... okay, yeah, do that. And we pull that out, and we just keep doing stuff like that. We actually have a way to, as you can see, get all the key items we need. So we need the 8 NA items, we need the red, blue, green, and yellow cards. We need the key tube, we need 2 copies of team. We actually technically only need 1, but it's actually quicker to dupe the second one and go through that cutscene skip. Vortex is hard to run from. So that was basically why we were doing all of that. I'm actually playing this on an upscaler there. So this is running through my Elgato. And that's probably why it's looking sharp, although I've noticed the colors feel a little bit faded, so I apologize for that ahead of time. Okay. So, you're probably also noticing, wow, they're hitting really hard. And the reason being, all those items that we were actually buying for Rolf and Rudo was actually writing into the RAM at this point. That is why all their stats are ridiculously high. That's why you have, like, clear box 35 HP on Nay. And, so, yeah, their attack power is ridiculously high. However, in this particular game, if you actually go above 255 damage, it overflows back to 0. So that's where in some times you will see like really low damage values. And there's a particular enemy here I don't want to face, so I may just do this. It's called the Slug Mess, and it takes a long time to kill because they don't take a lot of damage, they multiply, and it just is a mess to fight them. So as much as this sucks, I don't want to fight them. So we're going here. We actually do need the jet scooter in order to advance. So again, we fed basically antidotes and everything into Ney and Amy's stats, and at that point, they're pretty much invincible. Even the final bosses will not hurt them at all. So at this point of the run, as long as you don't accidentally put something in the wrong spot, it's free at that point. Let's take a few steps. Now technically it's actually using this method I actually was able to get a sub 40, but there's still a lot of players who don't use this method. You can't use a hide-a-pipe inside a dungeon. And again, I just don't want to risk running into the slug messes. After this, it's fine. But other than that, this is a rather simple RPG to learn, and the glitches are actually really easy. Beep, 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 beep. I feel like I'm playing a game of Roadrunner right now. In 1988. Alright, so we actually need to talk to Grizz's ancestor. Where? Oh, gee. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. I saw the amoeba over there, and I'm like, oh my god, this is bad. Okay, so you saw an instance there where Amy was actually doing no damage. That's because her damage was so high that it just overflowed, and there was nothing there. Yeah. So, meep, exactly. It's an unfortunate effect, but it happens. Hey, talk. There we go. So we got that, and by talking to him, that gives us the jet scooter. Hey, we don't need to do the meeps anymore. we're actually just going to be using Hide Pipes from here, but with that, the red dam is right up ahead. These things are very hard to run from, so we're just going to fight them. On the PB attempt, I probably wouldn't be taking half these fights. Love hearing the music parts. Yeah, PSO Episode 2 actually used some of the tracks from this game. Alright, so we got Nay. Where is our red card? It's actually on the first page. Alright, and this is another reason we call the game, and by me, I mean just me. We call the game Power Stroll because at this point we're just walking. In these dungeons from here on out, we are not going to be encountering any enemies. And the reason being is that the developer has made sure that if you were to accidentally come to these dams once you get the jet scooter, that you wouldn't get it annihilated by the enemies here. The enemies here are supposed to be all robotic, and if you actually do come here once you get the jet scooter, you can't get in anyway without the key cards. But you still, if they didn't remove the enemy encounters here, you could still technically get into an encounter in the opening zone. So basically, in order for them to counteract that, they basically just said, ooh, that's close. They basically just said, no, we're just going to disable encounters. So the flag for it is actually defeating Nay first. So because we never did, we don't get encounters. So at this point, it's just control at this point for speed. As far as knowing your maps, turning at the right time, it's movement at this point. We don't need roll for life for this first part. And having at least Rudo alive will help. And I think I went too far. Yep. The rest is real. That, and I'm smelling scallops right now. And I am like jelly. Maybe later. Because we know me. I see food, I eat it. We are walking. This is a power stroll. And other than that, it's this is kind of the dull section of the game because there's no encounters. It's, again, movement. Not a lot to talk about with it. Oh, we're at the console already. So, Nay, get the red card, and there we go. We'll use another escape pipe. And here we're actually going to be using one of our telepipes. We got one more. It used to be we'd only get... we would only get 2 altogether, but we'd actually get 3 now. So with that, we're actually going to go to the Green Dam now. Now, casually, the Green Dam is usually the last one. Although you can go in any order, the Green Dam actually has the more powerful enemies. So I'm going to do that, and what's that? Alright, so item duplication is actually really simple, and you actually don't even need a broken inventory to do it, but it's recommended. So what you do is you select an item you want to use, and then you hit next, and then you go to hit the next on the second screen, and instead of doing that, you hit both B and C at the same time, and it pulls up the menu to use the item. So you can use the item without actually using it. The reason you do it with a broken inventory is if you try to do it with a non-broken inventory, it will actually delete. It will delete the item from. Wow, words escape me. It will delete the first. I believe it's the first item in the character's inventory. And in that case, it can actually be quite... in the case of this run, you actually could delete something important. And if you do that, it's game over at that point. Yeah, if you don't get a key item or if you miss menu, you basically have to reset. But over the years, this game's evolved quite a bit as far as the strategy goes. I remember first speedrunning this game, we actually didn't know about basically buying antidotes and filling in the RAM values for their stats and everything. So we actually used to just pull values out of a character's level, and it was set the level to 0, and every battle the game would see what level the character should be at and it would give them levels up to as many as they needed. And every time that happened, they would get stat increases. So that was the old way to do it. I think this is much better. Alright, and right here. Yatata. I'm actually glad I did not mess up my menuing. I'm going to be messing up my maps quite a bit, but the menuing is the thing I worried about the most coming into this. Alright, go here, and wait, we got blue, yellow. Okay, we got them all. Alright, and another escape pipe. Alright, since we got a bit of a walk here, and I'm hitting the wrong buttons again, we're going to use a hide a pipe, and duplicate it, and use it. When I'm walking, I strut my stuff. I'm so strung up. Oh, good grief. Why am I reading what chat is saying? This is not a good idea. This is probably definitely not a good idea. I think I can run from it. Okay. Oh, what do you think? What do you all think today?
No problem.
Wait, Alf, what are you doing here? No, I'm not even playing your game. Just go away. Go away. That's next week. Next week. Go. Get out of here. Oh, he always shows up when I don't want him. Good grief. Alright, so we're on our way to the Yellow Dam now. And again, the reason why we use the hide a pipe here is it actually decreases the chances of us getting to an encounter about by 50%, and that's basically a loose number. Because it will sometimes still feel like you're getting into you're getting into an encounter every step. So, what it really does is it basically cuts in half the number range that you need to actually get into an encounter. It can still hit that number range perfectly, because we know how RNG loves to work in video games. But it's especially important on the jet scooter because it's extremely difficult to do step canceling on it. And even if you do step canceling, because the jet scooter moves so fast, you can still get into an encounter, so it's kind of a waste of effort to try and do that. How can you mess up those maps? It's very... Tyler, when have you... Okay, I'm gonna tell you, Tyler. When I see you speedrun this game, then we'll know. The one I mess up on the most is actually the Blue Dam. That's the map I really worry about. It is straightforward, yes, but it's like because the map is so large, I can never remember where I am. That's the reason. I'm just forgetful. You know this, Tyler. For the runner to get a personal best, he has to be... Okay, why am I reading chat? Like a blister in the RAM. So, and again, we're still walking at this point, because that's all we do here. It's walking. On the bright side, there is a very bright side to just all this walking. We get to jam out to the music. Oh yeah, listen to that music. Oh yeah, there will be no PBs for me today. There will be no peanut butter for me. You shouldn't put a damper. Oh, good. Okay, to the pungeon with you. To the pungeon. Someone put him in the pungeon, please. All right, yellow card. All right, and oh no, you have the escape pipe. This is exactly why. No, the only thing dampering me right now is the fact that I can't get my buttons straight, and the reason being is I've been doing a little too much Phantasy Star 4, and those buttons are reversed. So so this game was a walking simulator before it became a thing. It's still a walking simulator pretty much. Eventually they added encounters to it when they developed it because they said, you know, Phantasy Star 2 should be a really good walking simulator game. I'll fight it. And then they said, no, you know, we're going to be charging $100 for this game. Maybe we should make it more challenging. And so the Sega god of Segata Sanshiro said to them, make it so. And so we got a very challenging RPG that is sometimes very unfair. I'm going to get an encounter right before the day. I knew it. It happens every time. I can't get through here without a 3 encounter. I cannot. Yes, Phantasy. I spent so many hours on Phantasy Star Online back in the day. That was the offline mode too. All right. And our last one. So this is. Oh, by the way, Tyler, when are you going to run this? This is next on your list, right? You should have known me for how long it takes to still decide seriously. Oh, goodness. So if anyone doesn't know, Tyler is one of the best Phantasy Star 4 players, and he graced us with Phantasy Star 4 at RPG Limit Break with him and Big Fong Balls last year. And I went the wrong way because this is navigation. Tyler, you jinxed me. Thank you very much. Soon.tm. Most of the arbitrary deaths. Yes, but on the bright side, on a speed run, the deaths don't happen. I mean, look at it. We're in the dams and we have Nay. So, what does that tell you? Nay does not have to die. It's like a game of Undertale. Nobody has to die. You know, except evil. You know, Dark Force has to die, and the Mother Brain, and those pesky Earthlings that are going to try and destroy us. Yes. Oh, Tyler. That's it. You and me is going to have words. And by words, I probably mean just the word. Alright, so... By the way, how do you like the interior decoration of the dams? I would say this particular level is quite blue. With a hint of off-blue. Maybe. Depends on your screen. If you are seeing green here, I would suggest either adjusting your monitor settings or seeing your optometrist. You may have some issues if you're seeing green here. We want to fight Nate first. Oh, wait, no. Here we go. There we go. What happens when I look over at chat? Unless plot. What are they talking about? It's a speedrun. There's no plot. When you fight Nate first, she automatically kills Nate. It's unavoidable. So even... Yeah, that is... I mean, if you have a Moondu, you could bring Nate back for the fight. But she would still die. So, yeah, plot. However... I mean, you saw how broken this is. There's no plot here. There are plot holes. We poked a bunch of plot holes into the story of this game. I mean, there's not even a robot that's coming to arrest us. That's how good it is. Spoiler. Yes, spoilers for a 30-year-old game. Exactly. Speedrun and plot in the same sense. I did. They don't belong in the same sentence, but I did say them in the same sentence. Alright. So, did I also ever mention I do not like the blue dam at all? And I like blue. Blue's a nice color too, but... Leave that for Final Fantasy X. Yeah, Final Fantasy X, where if you want plot and speedrun, that's the game to play. Because you can't skip anything. Goodness, I mean, you'd think with all the HD remasters or whatnot, they would have added in a cutscene skip for that game. I mean, how many times do we actually have to see that over and over? Oh, they'll, okay, so, where am I? See, this is why where am I? Right here? Okay, I'm good. I'm where I need to be. So, basically, your question's about to be answered there. How are the robots going to, here? Okay. Alright. Let us see. Blue card, and this is what happens. We still get into this fight. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch Nay and Amy to the fence, because there actually is a very, very rare chance you can actually run from this fight, and if you do, it's a soft lock. So we're not going to try and run. We're actually going to just defend. And we're trapped. So they actually do come here and capture you. So plot does progress. I mean, if you're speedrunning, it's like, why? But... And I thought I actually had a way to skip all that too, but no, there's no way to skip this. So, and again, because we never fought Nay first, we don't have the trigger. And so we're just going to walk through here. It's like, it's a prison, but there's no guards. No guards, no walls. I mean, there's walls. No bars. We're in these prison clothes and these plasma rings that are keeping us tied up. But you know what? This is fine. ABWX is still here in explosion, even though he's dead. And here we go. Nope, wrong button. Thank you, Phantasy Star 4, for getting me backwards. Maps and battle facts for this game, right? This game also does something pretty crazy late now. If you like Phantasy Star 1, close your eyes. How am I supposed to play this game, Manic, if my eyes are closed? I liked Phantasy Star 1, but my eyes are closed now, so thank you. I don't know what's going on. Can I open them now? Please tell me. Can someone tell me to open my eyes, please? I can't see anything. If I hear... Gosh darn it, Tyler, I gotta close my eyes now, or my ears and my eyes? So this is literally a blind playthrough now. And I don't know what's going on. I was gonna say, speaking of Tyler, there's Tyler right on screen. He is supposed to be one handsome man. I don't know because my eyes are closed. So, I'm using, yes, my third eye. So, cutscene is happening now. And it's basically actually the opening cutscene of the game. And I am not controlling anything. And, hey, it's Nay again. So, we actually have to go back and get Rudo and Amy one more time because the flags for this actually got reset when all this happened. The good news, though, is even though we're technically at the beginning of the game again, and I forgot to grab Amy, and I'm hitting the wrong buttons because I can. Rip PB. Alright, so I actually need to put Rudo and Amy back in. Alright, so here's what we do now. We're going to put Nay, Amy, Rolf, and Rudo. So basically it reset the game somewhat at that point, but that don't matter because we actually still can access the roof. And so to these we go. So this is actually where the Visiphone comes in handy. You may be wondering, well, if this is a speedrun, it's fairly safe. Why do we need to save it? And I'll show you why. We actually need to save it because what it does is, by saving it... nope, you got it, don't you? By saving it and using the telepipe, we've already skipped a dungeon. So it sets our save point at the nearest town, which thankfully is the one we actually need to go to. And we're going to go ahead and use the hide-a-pipe this time. Can't wait to ride a chocobo on the Zors. Me either. Good grief. Unfortunately, there are no chocobos here. I mean, Hugh's about as useful as... actually, no, that's wrong to say. I'm sorry. A chocobo is much more useful than Hugh in this game. So this is a tough fight to run from, and unfortunately, this probably might be a long fight, too. Some of these fights, and actually what I may do after this fight, is... do the step canceling, because there are a couple fights here that are nearly impossible to run from, and they take a long time, so it's actually in some instances better to just step cancel. Alright, and into crevice. Yeah, no chocobos. How are we supposed to write a Moogle instead? I mean, you could. Although unfortunately there are no Moogles in this game either. So I apologize for anyone that wanted to play Phantasy Star and by Phantasy Star spelling it with an F instead of a PH, because that's how fantasy should be spelled, is with a PH. Worst Final Fantasy ever. Yeah, Skewer is Skewer's a fun dungeon, especially where there's 4 different exits. But the good part being, hey, we can actually skip the dungeon entirely. That saves a ton of time. And I think just that trick alone saved almost 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes off of my PB. And again, because we never did activate the Nay first fight, even this dungeon does not have encounters. Oh yeah, the some of these things actually were very cryptic, and this is why when the game first came out, it came with a hint book, a strategy guide, however you want to word it these days. And that was definitely an essential tool to play this game originally. Because again, back in the 80s, we didn't have internet, and if we did, you know, it would cost you like $50 a minute or something like that, and only the rich and famous could afford it, or hackers. But I mean, and that was kind of common with some of Sega's games back in the day. The only two I could think of that actually had the strategy guide was Phantasy Star 2 and Sword of Vermilion. So we are now at the Esper Mansion, and I'm using the wrong button again because thank you, Phantasy Star 4. And we go up here, talk to this guy. I said we talk to this guy again, and we meet Lutz. I would ride Lavos, no question. I mean, if there's gonna be the end of the world destruction, you might as well be on top of the thing that's destroying it, and it's causing all the destruction. Hi, Lutz. So, he gives us the prison, we don't need it. We got all the Nay items, we get this sound glitch because... And we need Nayin first. So that we actually get the Nay sword, because we do need the Nay sword, and it's actually a flag, not the item itself, so... we use it and we go to the final dungeon. The reason we actually had the Moon Dew is, one, it's actually convenient that it's the first thing we pull out to set up the inventory glitching. But two, you actually need Rolf alive in order to enter the Esper Mansion. So you hold on to the Moon Dew until you get there. If Rolf did die in one of the encounters, you could just use it right there and you'll get into the Esper Mansion. It's a little slower, of course, for that, but, you know, at least your run's not over. Now the problem is, can I remember how to navigate this dungeon? Show of hands, am I gonna fail here? Alright. I think it's this way. You know, I probably should have actually practiced this game fully when I started today, because I only practiced up to the glitching point, and after that I was like, oh, the rest of it's just walking. This feels great. No, there's a spaceship full of nothing. No monsters, no magicians, nothing. And it's like, you would have thought whoever was on the spaceship would have had a little bit of a better defense system. No, they do not. At least not here. I mean, they probably didn't expect us for at least another 20 hours. Although, unless you're Veo, who actually does run this game, who speedruns this game glitchless, and he has a really good time. So if anyone's ever interested in a glitchless category, I would suggest watching his run, because it's quite amazing, actually. Kirby calls for a runoff. Rolf is a great Muppet. He's got no purpose now. Actually, he can die now, you don't care. We only need the front two to do anything. And, by the way, anyone who remembers playing this game, anybody remember this fight? Remember how annoying it was? I'm just gonna push this. So, both Amy and Nay, as long as they don't miss, this should be a 3 to 4 round fight. Okay, that's a curse. We actually hope for AoE attacks, and that's the reason, is text boxes will slow you down. So the two things we hope for a fast fight, Nay and Amy not missing, thank you Nay, AoE attacks. Wow, Rolf actually dodged that. And no curses. So AoEs, no curses, good job. That will kill 2 of them, that's fine. If it's gonna kill anybody, just kill them both at once. And there we go. So, that's probably the easiest Dark Force fight anybody's ever seen. Yeah, Cyan Veo is best Veo. That is for sure. So, at this point, we're at the final boss coming up. And I will say that after learning this and seeing how easy Dark Force goes down, it's like, oh my god, I struggled all those years ago, and I could have just prevented it all by knowing this glitch. So we'll do this, and we say new, and we literally at this point press C to win. You can put down your controller for a little bit. Hopefully for a 3 to 4 round fight, as long as you know they don't miss. Hey, actually that wasn't an AoE attack, nice. they're probably doing around the range of, I want to say, 180 damage a shot. And it could be anywhere between 150 to 250, but we know they are doing a ton of damage to them. And come on. Come on. You can die anytime now, Mother Brain. And there we go. So there's Mother Brain. Time's going to be coming up soon. Rolf, for some reason, is now alive. And we see all of the, I call them errands from Phantasy Star 3. They all have Aaron's outfit. So we do that, and time is right here. Time! And that is Phantasy Star 2. In, I don't know how much time, I imagine a lot. As long as I'm underestimate, that's always a wonderful thing. Oh, by the looks of it, I'm going to say 43... I did call a little too soon. Whatever. 43, 18, 19, something like that. Either way, it's still underestimate. So, other than that, that is Phantasy Star 3.